then chose 4 out of these months and made them sacred, emphasizing their sanctity. So doing a sin in them is a greater sin than in any of the other months. Likewise, multiplying the rewards of the righteous deeds increase also. So the good deeds in these sacred months, they increase, double, triple your good deeds. So these are the sacred months. The program for this afternoon, inshallah, is that we will have the first speech, which is going to be on the jinn. Then we're going to have a presentation. Then we're going to break for a short break. The second speaker will cover the issue of magic. Then again we'll have a presentation, and then we'll have plenty of time, inshallah, for Q&A. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has taught us in the Quran, وَمَا خَلَقْتُ الْجِنَّ وَالْإِنسَ إِلَّا لِيَعْبُدُونَ. You've seen the presentation there, the intro. Verily, Allah did not create the jinn and mankind except for only one thing. That is to have at-ta'a, al-inqiyad, al-insiya, al-ittiba, al-rujua, al-khudua. To worship, to obey, to submit, to follow Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala exclusively. This includes who? The mankind and the jinn. Both of us are the creation of Allah. And just to give you some historical background in this country, in the 50s a survey was conducted. This survey concluded that only 10% of this population believed in ghouls, jinns, demons, spirits, whatever you want to call them. In 2005, researchers conducted a similar survey, and they found out that 68% of people in this society believe in spirits. So where was 10% of the society, and where is 68% of the society in 2005? But the same survey concluded something which is quite interesting. Those same people were asked the question, do they believe that God exists? Bear in mind, 68% said we believe in spirits and supernatural things. Only 55% believed in God and God exists. This is the society we are living in today. People believing more in the supernatural than in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You may be wondering why we are doing this topic today. Basically, it's because of popular demand. Popular demand. People have been asking us questions for the last few months on this area. And we felt that it was our duty, under the heading of commanding good and forbidding evil, to cover this duty of giving the ummah of Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam the ahkam of jinn and sihr. So without further ado, I'm going to pass you on to the first speaker, inshallah, AbuSuffiya. Jazakallah.
إن الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله. Brothers and sisters, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. The topic for this afternoon is a very important topic because it affects every one of us in our life. Firstly, let me put down some objective of this session for today. We haven't come here to teach you how to do Ruqya. This is, you need to put this in your mind. It's not for you to learn how to do Ruqya. To understand about the reality of the Jinns and the reality of Shaitan. It's not for you to go out and start performing the Ruqya on someone just because you gain certain knowledge today. Otherwise, what will happen? You will either cause harm to yourself or to the other person. And also, we need, our objective is to understand the reality of the Jinns. How they came into existence, what is their purpose of life. And also to be aware about the halal way and the haram way of seeking treatment. There's a haram way which is prohibited in Islam, and there is Islamic way which is according to Quran and Sunnah. And the jinns exist in our life, whether you may agree or disagree, is a reality. Because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He created the jinns first. He said, وَأَعُوذُ بِاللَّهِ مِنَ الشَّيْطَانِ الرَّجِيمِ وَمَا خَلَقْتُ الْجِنَّ وَالْإِنسَ إِلَّا لِيَعْبُدُونَ. From this, we understand that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala had created the jinns and the ins only for one purpose, to worship Him. Not for the jinns to eat, to drink, and not for the ins to eat, to drink, and to enjoy the life. And from this revelation of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, we know we have two entities. Two entities which are right akil, which are intellect. Intellect does not mean intelligent. Intellect means they can choose between the right and the wrong. They can make decisions. Unlike the animals, they have no intellect. They cannot choose what is right, what is wrong. Rather, we human beings and the jinns, we know what is right, what is wrong, not according to our own ration, but according to the Quran and the Sunnah. And from the evidences from the Quran, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He said, أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم وخلق الجان من مارج من نار. He said, and the jinns He created from the smokeless fire. So if you understand from this, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala created the jinns from a fire which got no smoke. And He further said that very we created the man from a dry clay, from black pure mud, and we created the jinns from a fire wind. And from this as well, this is a couple of evidences I will give you inshallah, because there are plenty of evidences. There are about 10 chapters, which about over 40 verses we talk about the jinns. So I'm not going to go into every single verses, because I only got about a few minutes to talk about the jinns. And this is not enough to learn about the reality of the jinns. And of the Sunnah of Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, right, and I read that Aisha al-An, she said that the Prophet said the angels were created from light, the jinns they were created from fire, and Adam were created from that which has been described to you, which is a clay. So these two evidences is enough for us to have to believe in the jinns, not to deny them. Because if you deny the creation of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, it will take you to the fall of Islam. If you deny any creation, either you deny it in the angels, you deny it in the Jahannam, you deny it in the paradise, it's enough to take the fall of Islam. Because the jinn, Allah made it clear to us that He has created them and we have to believe in them. And the jinns themselves and the human, we've divided into two groups. Because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, the human is divided into two groups, the believers and the kuffar. So is the jinns. They've been divided into two groups, those who believe and those who disbelieve. So we have the kafir jinns and the Muslim jinns. And today, inshallah, we're going to concentrate more on the kafir jinns. Because generally the Muslim jinn will not harm any human beings. Because they understand the covenant which they have with Sulaiman alayhi salam. They understand the covenant, they understand this contract. They know what is right, what is wrong. But unlike them, the kafir jinns, they're the rebellious one. They're the one who's going to cause harm to society. They're the one who's going to cause mischief in society. And the reality is, the possession of jinn is a big problem in the Muslim Ummah today. And the biggest problem is not the possession itself. If seeking treatment, going to the wrong person to seek treatment, this is the biggest problem. Because the jinn, when he possesses you, is a test of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He will only, or she will only possess you by the permission of Allah. He will never enter your body without the permission of Allah. But us Muslims will be given the guidance from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala through His Messenger Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Whenever any affliction hit us, whenever we become ill, there is only one solution. It's through Quran and Sunnah, which is halal. But unfortunately, what we see in the community today, we see the Muslims go towards the unbelievers for treatment. We see the Muslims, they start wearing the amulets, they start wearing the tasliman, they start wearing the taweez, which completely negates the deen of Islam. This is the biggest problem we face nowadays. And inshallah, we will go through the sunnah, with the way in which Muhammad he taught the Sahabas, and from the Sahabas we learn how to treat the jinn possession. The Prophet he said, shaitans, he went in the body of the sons of Adam's, the same way your blood runs into your veins. So this is how shaitan will run into your body. The same way the blood runs into your arteries, the same way shaitan will travel into your arteries. This is why the shaitan is quick to travel to your body. He's quick to travel from toes to your head within a split of a second, because he runs into the artery. If you see how fast the blood flows into your body, within minutes, within seconds, you'll be affected. And the jinn itself, they are known, they have many qualities, they have many divisions in themselves. They are known, but first of all we need to know and understand they are the creation of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We can hate them. Unless they become kafir, then we hate them. For generally we talk about the jinns, because generally have a hatred towards them. Because they are the naqlukatun. They are the creation of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And also they are the ghaibiyah. They are the unseen, we cannot see them. They are invisible. We believe in the angels. We believe in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We haven't seen them. He's seen him. We believe in Jannah. We haven't seen the Jannah. We believe in the paradise, in the Jahannam. We haven't seen them. We only believe in them. Why? Because Allah informs us about all these. The same with the jinns. They are the ghaibiyah, they are invisible. They are the Sunnah. They live on earth and they live in the space as well. These are the qualities of the jinns. And also they are known as the Nariyah, which means they are made from flames. Unlike us, which is made from mud, they are made from the flames. And the creation of the jinns was well before the creation of Adam as salam. According to Ibn Abbas, it was about 2,000 years before humans were created, the jinn was created. And because it becomes so rebellious, so mischievous on earth, Allah sends the angels to send them on the sea. And the jinns as well, like we as humans, we have males and females, we have children. So is the jinn. You have male jinns and you have female jinns as well. And they get married, they procreate, they have children. And also they have their strength. They have their strength for them to see Him, and we cannot see them. It's what the strength Allah has given us for us to have the ability to see the jinns. But if they want to appear in front of you in some shape, some form, then Allah has given this strength for them to change the form, to change themselves, to make them appear in front of you. And also the jinns, they have responsibilities. Just like you and me, like the human beings, we have responsibilities. And the responsibility of the Muslim is to follow Sharia. So is the jinns. So the jinns, their responsibility is to follow the Quran and the Sunnah. They got no other books to follow. And also they have beliefs. There are some who are Muslim, there are some who are kafir. And in the hereafter, like we human beings will be accounted for our action, they themselves will be accounted for their action. They will be resurrected the same way. We're going to be resurrected on Yawm al-Qiyamah. They will be resurrected as well. And also they have great skills. They have many skills and capabilities. Which at the time of Sulaiman as-salam, they built the temple of Sulaiman as-salam. They can travel with the speed without beyond our imagination. And the jinn, they deliver messages and they receive messages by stealing the message from the angels. This is the abilities that Allah has given them, but they misuse it. Means the type of jinn that we have in reality. There are many types, many kinds of jinns. Like I said, there are jinns that will flies in the space. That's why you see how come you know what happened in Pakistan. Because the jinn, he took information in Pakistan, he flew all the way to UK. But at a speed, at extreme speed that you cannot imagine. You yourself to go to Pakistan, you to book the tickets. But then you don't need to book any tickets because Allah has blessed them with His ability to fly and to travel at enormous speed. And you have the jinns as well in form of dogs and snakes. They are the animals of the jinns. And also you have the third base, which is based in the place they cannot travel. Some of the jinns are based in one place. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given them the ability to fly or to travel. They just walk on the earth, travel on the earth, that's all they can do. The term jinns is generally mentioned in the Quran. Whenever the term jinns is mentioned, it includes the believing jinns and the disbelieving jinns. The same with that word is mentioned in the Quran, is mentioned the believing man and the non-believing man. And you have another type of jinn which is known as the Amir. These type of jinns, they live in your house. Whether you like it or not, there are jinns in your house. They live, they settle in your house. They could be Muslim jinn, they could be non-Muslim jinns. They are known as the Amir. The third type of jinn which is known is the Arwa. These of jinns, they interact with the children. They play with your children. And they will get really upset if you harm your children. If you do zulm on your children, they jinn will settle in your house, will become angry with you. It's a reality because we don't see them. Where does they live in the house? Is in the corners of our house. And then we have the shaitan. He's the one, his one is from the jinn as well. And he's the one who is wicked. He's mischievous. His ambition, his aim is to misguide you, is to cause problem to you, is to cause harm to you. The kafir jinn himself or herself is not necessarily a bad jinn. Does not necessarily mean harm to you. Like you have many kafir on the street. They don't necessarily mean harm to you. You walk, you cross, you do business with them, but it means no harm to you. They live their lives and you live your life. The same with the kafir jinn. Not all of them mean harm to you. They live their own lives. But if you affect them in a certain way, then they will take revenge. They will affect you in the same manner. You have another type of jinn which is called the marid. This is the type of demons. They appear horrifying and they've got very bad smell and they are very wicked as well. Finally, you got the ifrit. The ifrit is one of the most powerful jinn. He's the one in the time of Sulaiman salam, like I said earlier. He, before that Sulaiman salam could stand from his throne, he said, I could travel and fetch the throne of Sheba and put it in front of you. This is how powerful and speed the ifrit is. The speed that the ifrit can spread his leg, one leg on the shore and one leg on the horizon. This is the ability Allah has given them. The jinns, they normally like to live in the night, to become active during the night. That's what AbuSuffiya is saying. When nights fall, when the time of dusk, keep your children inside. Do not let them outside because this is the shaitan become very active at this time. And after 1 hour, then you can let your children go out. And when you close your door, say Bismillah, because the shaitan can open the door where Allah's name has been mentioned. All the shaitan, the jinns, the leaves on earth, but the throne of Iblis is on the sea. Imam Ahmad bin Hanbal related that Jabir said, Iblis placed his throne on the sea. And at the time of Maghrib, he assembled all his shayateen, all his soldiers. He said, what have you done today? And one will say, so I've done so and so, it's not good enough. And one will rise up and say, I will leave until I split the husband and the wife. And this is the one who come and sit next to me. So Iblis, he will praise the one who is most wicked. In the eyes of Iblis, the one who is worst, for him is most elevated. This is how wicked the shaitan is. And they also live in places of impurities, like the toilet, the sewage, the rooms. These are the places where the jinns, the kafir jinn, the bad jinns lives. And they live also they like to live in between the shade and the sun. This is where they like to rest. And they like to rest also in the deep forest, where no human beings, they don't get in touch with any human beings, because by nature, Allah has created the jinns inferior to the human beings. By nature, they fear us. By nature, they don't like us. Because our breath, especially the breath of the believers, whenever the believers walks in, their jinn gets scared. But because of misconception, we believe that there is the weak skin of the jinns now. This is a misconception because we don't know much about the jinn. We don't make many research, we don't learn a lot about the jinns. All we hear is about the movies. When you talk about the jinn, you think about the two horns or someone very ugly. And that's why you get scared of them. And also they live in your houses, in the corners of your houses. That's why it's not good to urinate or get the kids urinate in the corner of your house or throw stuff in the corner of your houses. Any abandoned place, any furniture that you're not using. the jinn will come and use that furniture. That's why you need to use all the furniture you have in your house. Any room which is locked, which is abandoned, the shaitan will make that become their rooms. And once you start using their places, they become disturbed. And they will in fact, in turn, affect you. And the worst place where you can find the jinn is the marketplace. The marketplace is where Iblis, the shaitan, raises banner. The Prophet is saying, if you can, do not be the first one to enter the market, and do not be the last one to leave the market. For Satan, that's where Satan is. The house of Satan is the market. This is where most of the fitna take place, in the market. And sadly nowadays, we are the first one to go in the market, and we are the last one to leave the market. It's a reality. And the Prophet, he forbade this, and Ibn Abbas said, when you go to the market, just go and raid the market. What you want, just go and take it and come back. Do not spend time in the market. Like Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, he mentioned earlier on, like a quote, وَمَا تُجِنَ وَالْإِنسَانِ يَعْبُدُونَ. Clearly, Allah set the responsibility, the duty of the jinns, for them to worship Him. The same way our duty to call for the deen of Allah, to make the deen of Allah become dominant. The same with the jinns, they have the same responsibility to make the deen of Allah become dominant in their community. They need to abide by the Sharia. The same way we abide by the Sharia, they need to abide by the Sharia. Like we command the good, we forbid the evil, the jinns as well, they need to command the good, forbid the evil. Like we go in the public arena to call for the Sharia. We call for the law of Iblis to be removed. We call for the law of Shaitan to be destroyed. We call for the man-made law to be destroyed, to be removed. The same with the jinn, they have the same responsibility. Any jinn within the communities which live under the banner of man-made system, under the banner of shirk, it is their duty to do the da'wah, to call for the deen of Islam. The first condition Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has put on us is to reject Tawud before we can actually believe in Him. The same with the jinns. They need to reject the Tawud and to believe in Him. This is a condition for any Muslim. To reject al-kufr bil-Tawud, al-iman billah. This ayah doesn't only belong to us, doesn't only inform us to live by this ayah, but also to the jinn. Because remember, the jinn, the Quran has been revealed for the jinns and the ins. Allah created us to follow the Quran and the Sunnah. And the jinns always have the noble duty to fight the jihad. They declare the jihad on those who declare jihad on Islam. They have the mujahideen among themselves. It's not only human beings that will fight the jihad. Within their own community, they will raise the banner of jihad when the time of jihad is necessary. And many of them, they refuse to abide, to obey the law of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. They become rebellious. They become kuffar, they become mushrikeen among the jinns. Their role and responsibility as well acquitted them to worship Him, and also give them the ability to eat and to drink, give the ability to procreate. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, when we say to the angels, prostrate to Adam, it's not the prostration of worship, it's a prostration of respect to Adam as salam. Every angel prostrates except Iblis. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, Iblis, he was one of the jinns. So, this misconception that Iblis, he was one of the angels, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, he was one of the jinns. He is the father of the shaitan, he is the father of the jinns. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala contested, will you take him, Iblis, and his offspring, which means he has children. Iblis, he has children. And will you take his offspring as protectors? This Allah is clear, this ayah. It has many lessons to learn that Iblis is not part of the angels. He is the jinns and they have children. That's why we see that the jinns are multiplying. So multiply, and they will continue to multiply until the day of judgment. And they are the hidden creation. And they are known as Qabilu, the soldier of Iblis. The soldier of Iblis, when they see you, you don't see them. You go to the beach. Nowadays the beach, so many haram take place, you cannot go. But if you find a beach, if you look to the horizon, you cannot see nothing except you see the waves, you see the water. But from the horizon, all the shayateen can see you. They can't see what you're doing. The jinns, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He said, O assembly of jinns and mankind, addressing the jinns and the mankind, He said, did not there come to you messengers from among you? So the messengers came to us and came to the jinns as well. Why did the messenger come? To give us revelation. Was it being told by Jibreel salam from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to reject the tawakul, to declare kufr and shirk, to make Islam become dominant, to establish a Sharia, especially when we live in the state we live nowadays. We have no deen of Islam which is being implemented. That's why all the messengers that came, they came to proclaim the kalima la ilaha illallah. So is the duty of the jinns. And the jinns as well, they have many different religions, many different sects. The same way we are divided into 72 sects. We divide the human beings, divided between Hindu, Sikh, Christian, Jew, and Buddhism. The same with the jinns, they have their own religion, many types of religion. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, there are among us some are righteous, some are Muslim. The jinn are saying, some are the contrary, refuse to worship Allah. Our groups, each having different ways, each having different beliefs, each having different religion. That's why when you meet, you do ruqya on someone, you see the manifestation on someone, he is a Jew or he is a Christian or is a Hindu. They will start behaving or calling upon their one that you worship for the help. Until you do the ruqya, you do the assessment, you start doing the ruqya. Then the shaitan will start speak. He will tell you what religion, and the sign he will give you. So then he will make a cross with his hands. You will know that this is a Christian. From that, the one case we had, you just start making om, or you do the ruqya, or the person just making om and om. For him, he is asking help from the one he worships. So the jinn themselves, they have many beliefs and many religions. They also have the ability, like to change into animals. They have the ability to change into human beings as well. In the time of the Messenger of Sallam, Abu Hurairah was in charge of the Baytul Mal. And shaitan came in the form of human beings to steal from the Baytul Mal. This is evidence that the shaitan take the form of human beings. And the time of the Battle of Badr, the shaitan, the Iblis, came in the form of a man by the name of Surah ibn Malik. He came to motivate the disbelievers to fight the Muslim. And he said, there is none who can overcome you today. None of the Muslims can overcome you today. But when Iblis, he saw Jibreel salam, he ran away. And his countenance, the people of Badr, the Mushrikeen said, where are you going? He said, you don't see what I'm seeing. He's seeing Jibreel salam, he's running away. That's what the shaitan, my brothers and sisters, so much haram you live your life. You live your life without the remembrance of Allah. You live your life as rebellious human beings. But on the day of judgment, when shaitan will see Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, when he will witness the Jahannam, when he will point the finger to the jinns, your shayateen, he will say, no, it's not me you have to blame, because I only do waswasa to you. You did the wrong action because you chose to do it. And the shaitan will watch his ends of you. In this life, you make the shaitan become your ilah. You make the jinn become your ilah. You follow the footstep. But on the day of judgment, you get to point the finger at them. They will run away and say, no Allah, they are the ones to be blamed, not me. So the jinns, who are the targeted? But the mushrikeen, they've been targeted already. They are disbelievers. There's no more for the shaitan to target. There's no more because they've lost the deen completely. They might have other jinns that possess them to cause them physical harm. But the shaitan, they want to target you to take your deen away from you. To take your iman away from you. That's why when someone is ill, the shaitan will do waswas in his ears. He said, go and certain peer. Go and look and find certain Maulana who will give you ta'weez. You will have certain relief for a period of time. But the iman is gone. Until you make tawbah and return back to the Quran and the Sunnah. Many of us we like to watch scary movies. Especially we expose our kids to scary movies. We enjoy the scary movies. But this scary movie will make our brain, our intellect become so weak and susceptible from the attack of shaitan. Especially when we listen to the music. Many of the youth nowadays, they listen to the music, they go to disco, they go to parties, switch the light off, and they will dance up and down until they go in a state of ghaflat. Ghaflat is when you lose your conscience, you lose yourself. You don't know what you're doing, you're on drugs. You see the drug addicts, when they inject themselves with drugs, within a few minutes they don't know what they're doing. The same way when you're in ghaflat, the music becomes your drugs and you don't know what you're doing. You're just dancing and you become the target of the shaitan. You become so weak, your heart, because this is your fortress. You're meant to protect this fortress. You're meant to reinforce the fortress. But you're in a state of this ghaflat, the doors are open for the shayateen. And once you come out of these places where the music is being played, you come out, the shayateen is waiting for you. They're waiting for you. This is the target. Like I said, not all the jinns are bad jinns, but the one who's looking for you, you find him around the corner. You go to the mosque, he's waiting for you outside the mosque, ready to hit you, ready to do what's in your heart, ready to criticize the one who's calling for the deen of Allah, to promote the one who's calling for his deen, for the deen of Iblis. And when you go to the magician, when you go to the sahir, the one who performed the sihr, once you take yourself to the sahir, you become exposed to shaitan. Because you got no iman. You got no iman. The shaitan now will make sure that this level stays that way, that the iman doesn't come back to you. And when the jinns themselves, some of them are foolish. Some of them, they just want to hurt the people for no reason. Because this is the wickedness. Like you said, there are many, not all human beings, not all Muslims are perfect. There are some who are wicked. They just want to play foul play on their Muslim brothers. They see him, give him a few punches, just out of joke, you know. And the jinn as well, out of foolishness or wickedness, they just want to play tricks on you. They will cause harm to you. Until you remind them about the covenant, the house of Sulaiman alayhi salam. This is thing you got to remind them all the time, because they tend to forget. Like as human beings will forget. They themselves, they got the brain as well. They forget as well. And also the jinns, you will become the target if you cause harm to them. They will punish you. If you by mistake, you throw hot water down the drain, you open the hot water, you throw it in the corner of your house, or you hot chocolate on the grass, this is where they live normally, then they will take revenge because you harm them. If you use the food for stinger, because normally the jinns are fed on the bones and the dungs. But if you, in the previous time, the people used to use the dung and the bones to do stinger, to clean themselves. And if the jinn they are eating, and you grab this piece of bone, you clean yourself, obviously if you're eating, someone just come and take your food away from you. What will you do? You get angry, you're fighting. The same with the jinn. They will take revenge, and why you taking my food? You clean your backside. It's a reality. And when this happens, then you need to rush with it. You shouldn't do that on purpose. And if you cause a mistake, then leave the body and free that person from any hardship. The jinn will harm the people, the Muslim, because of lack of conviction. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has appointed angels as guardian over us. For every human beings, the angels been appointed as guardians, as protectors. It's like you have a person, a bodyguard, day and night watching over you. As the jinn will only penetrate your body by the permission of Allah. But if you have no conviction that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has appointed angels on you, but you have conviction that you have the tasliman, you have the amulets on your neck, this is your protection, then you become a target for the jinns. He will look at you and say, this is my target, because he doesn't believe in Allah. He doesn't believe that Allah has appointed protectors for him. And when you have limited knowledge about the jinns, because this is the aim of the session today, is to increase your knowledge. And the session is not the complete session, because it's only about 45 minutes I'm talking about the jinns. But we're still learning about the jinns, because they keep changing the tactics. The war against human beings keep changing, because they've been living since the time of Adam as salam. They're learning tricks and tricks and tricks all the time. And we keep learning about them. But what we need to know about what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said about the jinns. What can they do? What they can't do? What are their abilities? what are the things that makes them scared, what are the things that they're so worried about. And you got to understand that the jinns has been created inferior to human beings. But if you believe that it's superior to you, then the jinn says this is one of the foolish human beings, one of the foolish Muslims. He believes I'm stronger than him. And also when we don't have the correct tawheed, when our tawheed, our iman is weak, and then you see the jinn will target you. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says He's the most powerful. He's a muqtadi. If we believe other beings is most powerful, then we lost the iman in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. If we believe Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the deen of Islam is superior, but if we believe the deen of the mushrikeen is superior, then we lost the understanding of Islam. If we say Allah is our wali, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, I'm your wali, seek protection from me. If you believe the sahir is your wali, or another peer is your wali, or someone else is your wali, then you become the target of the jinns. So the tawheed needs to be very strong in a Muslim, because this is the only thing that will keep you alive until the day of judgment, until you enter paradise. If the tawheed is dead, you become like a dead living beings, human beings walking on the spirit of the earth. If you are afraid of the oppressors, then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will lead you to yourself. Because we have so many oppressors from the time of the Messenger Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. None of the Sahaba were scared or afraid to say to Abu Lahab, you're an oppressor. And today, if you are afraid to say to David Cameron or Obama or the King of Saudi Arabia or the President of Pakistan, Zardawi, to say you're an oppressor, then prepare for Allah to wash His hand off you. Because the Prophet is saying, if you see my ummah afraid to say they're oppressors, you're an oppressor, Allah will desert you. Allah will desert you completely. How about the one who is not even afraid today? He's an oppressor, but he supports the oppressors. He gives the hand to the oppressors to establish the deen of Iblis and to destroy the deen of Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. How about the one? This one he has no way out but to repent, to understand that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, to know that the oppressors, you need to rise up, you need to speak against the oppressors.